Good evening, everyone. If everyone could take a seat, we will get started almost on time. There's a few more people coming in, but we want to go ahead and get started because we need to get you out of here at 9 o'clock tonight on time. I picked up a packet that looks like this, and hopefully a little something that looks like this. If you didn't, they're up there as you walk out because we're going to be breaking to go downstairs in a few minutes, and you can pick them up then. So good evening and welcome to South High School. I'm glad so many of you made it to South High and didn't go to Central, where we've been all year. And appreciate South High accommodating us tonight. We had a conflict at Central, and so we needed to come here. So we appreciate South High helping us tonight. My name is Paul Tandy, and I want to welcome you to the last meeting of Project Parkway for this school year. We will not be meeting again until August, and Mrs. Sissel is going to be telling you a little bit later about our timeline for where we go after tonight. But to begin the evening, I have the privilege of introducing to you the superintendent of the Parkway School District to give you some opening remarks. And with that, I'd like to turn it over to Dr. Bob Melito.
Thank you, Paul. As we begin, and what you think about history. Throughout life, I've often quoted John F. Kennedy. And in 1961, 49 years ago, he was a man of a vision, mission, and he had dreams. And in 1961, he declared to our country he wanted a man to walk on the moon. And that was the greatest feat that our country took and completed in 1969. As your school superintendent, I've had a mission and vision and many dreams for the past 6 years. And in 2006, you honored that dream by passing Prop R. And that gave us people and programs to help students. Then again, we came back to you in 2008, and we said to you we need more help for our facilities. And once again, the staff, citizens, taxpayers of Parkway said, yes, we're here together to be successful with students, and you did. So I want to make sure two main themes are offered to you. Number one, I truly thank you for your dedication, passion, and work for Parkway over the past 6 years, but for some people, 20 years, 30 years. I was just talking to someone 39 years tonight when she came in. And the second theme or message is, as part of that small gift we gave to you in public school business, we can't give you large gifts. But we found one from the heart that gives you the theme or message that's most important. When you have the mind and heart together, you have what's needed. And it reads, together we will be successful. Together we will be successful for 19,000 students in 2010 and 2012. And yes, 2020 and 2030. That's what we're planning for. And yes, we will be successful for our lives. They are the ones on the front line that every day offer a body of knowledge for your students to make them the great leaders we need in this country and the state of Missouri in the future. And it's for the parents. Technically in Parkway, you pay the bill. 92% of what we have as far as revenue in Parkway comes from local taxpayers. And so, again, I thank you for that. And Parkway is a historic thing. We started it in May of approximately 2009, a year ago. And we briefly mentioned it to the Board of Education. And instantly, the board president, Mr. Davis, said, yes, let's go. We're ready. We want to be open, transparent. We want the citizens to give us a review of our public school system and help us be better for children. And I think Mr. Davis is up there. Let's give him a round of applause. Project Parkway says we want academics for the 21st century to make you globally competitive. We need a curriculum to do that that's strong, that's relevant, and rigorous. Number three, we need technology to make us competitive with China, India, and even Canada, one of the strongest countries in the world today. Canada is one of the top countries academically. And I encourage the United States to partner with them because in some areas on national tests, Canada is number 2 and number 3. And we have to have the classroom space for our teachers to get the job done in the classroom for the next 50 years. And finally, something that we can't forget is financially. We've got to have the money to do the job. And we cannot rely on the federal government or the state government to give us that which we need in 2010 and 2000. But fiscally responsible. This board has kind of set a reserve aside since the fall of 2007. So we are hoping, with that prudence, we can get through this very stormy time financially in the district. And when you build a new home, you know, the foundation, as we talk about in Project Parkway, is the critical part. It's the pillars that hold us up. It's the foundation that supports everything. In that, we have had a great start this year, and again, it's you that has accomplished that for our children in Parkway. Your hard work, commitment, and passion. And next, we will need you to help us do research to identify which of the 30 or so suggestions are the ones that we must move on first, others that we will continue to study, and some will be put on hold for a while. We're going to need to find out which ones do we need immediately to meet the needs of children within Parkway. We need your ideas. The board wants your input. They have declared they will be open, transparent, and collaborative. So tonight, on behalf of the Board of Education and as your school superintendent, I truly and humbly thank you for what you've done the past 9 months, but more importantly, what you will do to make Parkway a national leader in public education. So when they talk about public education, people in D.C. will say, call that Parkway School District in Missouri. They're on the cutting edge. They know what they're doing, and their citizens are the one helping them to get there on that journey. With that thought in mind, I publicly want to thank you for your service, your loyalty and dedication for what you're doing for the school district. Thank you, and God bless you and your families.
Thank you, Dr. Melito. In your packet tonight, one of your pieces of paper it's the only one that has color printing on it. And this page that I'm holding up, this is your outline of all 30 key questions that were studied this year. And the reason we did them in the colors is because the colors on this page correspond to the colors of the actual paper behind it of the key findings. So, for example, all the yellow sheets are the key findings from Goal 1, and green for 2 and red for 3. But this is sort of your outline to remind you of the 30 key questions. I'm sure a lot of you wondered during the year, as you were studying your question, you wondered, I wonder what all the other folks are coming up with in their other questions. And so the needs that have been identified are listed behind this sheet in your packet. As we talked about tonight, once we gathered them all up, we realized we just can't do that in a short amount of time. So what we did was we asked, first of all, it's all posted on the website, and Ms. Sissel is going to talk to you about that. But what we did was we asked the subcommittee leaders to send us their short list of what you might call kind of their aha moments of the needs that bubbled up from their study. And so each of the subcommittee leaders sent us a short list, and what we did was we took that list and turned it into a short, about a 4-minute video. And we're going to talk about these downstairs after we complete our time here upstairs. So the video that we have, as you will look through it, the format, we kind of took the format from another video that you may have seen at a town hall meeting this past year. It kind of moves pretty quickly. It's got a lot of information from the key findings. It is also going to be available probably tomorrow if it's not already. And watch it again. But think of it as kind of an outline from the work from this year, kind of the starting of our to-do list for the plan for next year. And Jennifer, no, I don't know how to start it. So with that, I'm going to ask someone to cue the lights down a little bit. Jason's helping me out with that. And I'm going to cue the video, and then you'll see some familiar faces in the video here in just a minute. Well, hopefully that got some ideas going in your head. Before I introduce Jennifer Sissel, I would like anybody in the room who is involved in the video, would you please stand and let us acknowledge you and thank you? Thank you for giving up what ended up being about half of your day on very short notice. and your very cooperative spirit to let us just thank you. With that, I will introduce Ms. Jennifer Sissel.
I have the pleasure of outlining some next steps for our group, both here at Central High and also when we leave Central High and thinking about what comes ahead. So let me do that part for you first. Where do we go from here as a group? Maybe you're kind of getting this feeling that this part of the project has come to some kind of completion. And really with tonight, with sharing the key findings, we're feeling as if our needs assessment piece is about to come to a close. We are going to be talking tonight about what we have spent 9 months uncovering. And it's been a very important 9 months of work. Tonight, we tried to pique your interest with our video. And what you saw there were just snippets of what we heard from the subcommittees. What you have in your packet is a whole lot more. What is on the web volumes more. Get on the website to show you, but I want to show you how you can get on and give feedback to all of the subcommittees. But right now, would you look in your packet, and would you pick out the little packet that says subcommittee findings? So take out your paperclip. I would like to be, where's Nikki? I want this, yeah. The yellow, the green, and the blue that Paul was referring to is just a piece of the work that subcommittees turned in March. And this outlines the identified needs from that subcommittee. Now, we really did want you to read all of it tonight, but we knew that that wasn't going to quite fit in our allotted time. So what we're going to do is provide a structure downstairs that'll give us time to just tip our toes into this work. And then we're going to have a spot for you as well when you leave tonight to at your leisure and offer input into any of the 30 questions. So this is your time to rise above your work within your one subcommittee and begin to put your voice into the other 29 subcommittees. So on the Project Parkway website, where our minutes are posted, where our meeting agendas are posted, you have volumes of information that has been gathered during the year. And I would encourage you, if something is grabbing your interest, to think differently and think about where do you fit in the next phase of the project. Go online. You can submit comments to each of the 30 questions. And just so you know, the next part of our project is prioritizing need. And we will be working all summer. Your steering committee already has lots of plans for the summer to begin with the work of tonight. We will take your initial ideas about kind of what jumps out at you, and your steering committee will begin to prioritize and put the list of priorities from our identified needs work. So here's the date for you to remember, August 30th. Okay? It sounds like a long way away. When we come back together on August 30th, we'll be back at Central High. That is when you will have a picture of what the steering committee has done with all of the information. Because there really are, there's reams of information for them to go through. And again, it's all online. When you all come back on August 30th, and I do hope that you're all coming back, we're going to ask you to think differently. And if you did work with the needs assessment on Goal 2, you might have a new interest, and you might want to be joining a task force on Goal 1. And so we're going to kind of toss it all up in the air, do some work over the summer, present to you the findings, and let you pick a task force is what we think that they'll end up being called. And those groups, as Bob said, might be charged with going to find out more information. They might be charged with, but it'll kind of depend on what rises from the data. So tonight is your opportunity to have a first peek at what has been published by all the other subcommittees. So we have created the next hour and a half or so that makes sense in all of our heads, the people who planned it, so work with us, okay? We are going to move. We're going to move this herd down. And we're going to be seated at tables of 5 or 6. Once we all are down there, and there's good food down there to pique your interest, there's yummy treats down there, Paul is going to give you another little hit of the short notes of each goal. So picture the video information, but we'll give you a little bit more. And this all came from your subcommittee leaders. Then we're going to give you time with only Goal 1 work. And we're going to ask you just 2 very pointed questions around Goal 1. You have a facility, 18 minutes to talk. And then we're going to do the exact same thing for Goal 2 and Goal 3. So everyone has time to look at the work. Again, you're not going to get through it all. And this is only one piece of it. But we hope that something is going to grab your interest and you're going to go back to the website to find out more. Okay? So here is the challenge. And they say it can't be done. We're going to move to the Commons. But watch. We're going to do it very carefully. So here's when the teacher in me comes out. Don't move, Jawanda. Don't move, Jawanda. Here comes the teacher in me. If you have been tapped to lead a small group, that means you have a folder in your hand. Would you stand up, please, and start walking toward the Commons? Look at, there they go. That's what happens when you get here early. Now you all just pick a table, any table. Okay. So when you all head downstairs, I would really encourage you to make new friends. Find a table with folks you don't know. And your facilitator will Paul will take over from there, and your facilitator will lead the way. So my next group of people to go, if you know South High and you know how to get to the cafeteria, would you head out, and then we're going to follow you. All right? And we're going to meet you. We're starting at 7:45. Yes. What time is it? 7:45. We got 15 minutes. But get a little snack. Did you like it? Oh, that was fabulous. Is that awesome?